It's Week 18, the 2040 season, and we've got the Dolphins' versatile linebacker. He's a useful part of the team's pass rush this season, with 5 sacks so far. It's the Dolphins and the Browns, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they've been flawless these last couple months. Winners of 9 in a row.
And that's the kind of streak you don't see too often in today's NFL since there's so much parity. So the way they've played has been truly remarkable.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Cleveland. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. This defense for the Dolphins, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
They'll keep it on the ground. McLeod, and this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. You talk about this Miami defense. This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, number 27 in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number 1 overall offense in the league.
On 3rd down, McLeod, and he's going to have a Browns first down. His good running gets him to about the 44. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. Up the middle they go. McLeod, and he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. This now a 3rd and 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Now a handoff up the middle. McLeod, and nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 8. Throwing is McCarthy. That's Ward, complete right side. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Hughes. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
This is caught. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, but sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. Now McCarthy. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick here is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And leading them out is their 5th-year quarterback.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
The first carry now. This is Hill. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. You look at this Browns defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And this is what we talk game inside the game. Top 5 passing offense versus top 5 passing defense. I wouldn't be surprised defensively if they change up coverages a bit more than usual to try and combat what they expect to see.
That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
And this is an offense that's number 1 in the NFL in rushing, and you know that has to be the focus of any game plan defensively. But they can throw it too, as evidence right there, and they move the chains here on this opening drive.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He finds his man complete. It's Wilkins. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. The Dolphins at 15-1 on the year. And they've been flawless these last couple months, winners of 9 in a row.
And let's give them a ton of credit, because in a league that's built on any given Sunday, any team can win, to run off this kind of a streak, this kind of a number, that's pretty darn impressive.
In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man complete. It's Hicks. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. Back to throw. Mitchell. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins have answered that early field goal to take a first quarter lead. Now the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Browns offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently second in the NFL in rushing. The Browns drive about to get started. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. Two division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, I think when you talk about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
No gain on the play there. Second down. To the air with McCarthy. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taking it about the 16. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The throw here, right sideline, falls incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Now, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Back to throw now on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there. 59 yards. And the Dolphins are able to widen their advantage. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring. And another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. After one, a 14-3 ball game. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football. Here now, 2nd and 4. As they've got it as we resume action. Now a first carry here for their running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here's McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Early guess, this is where I think
Up the middle they
Mitchell,
go.
my quarterback, is going to sign next year. Is what
Finds a little
the
bit of
Browns.
room,
That's my early guess.
yards. It'll be second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Looking to throw McCarthy. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. Looking to throw. McCarthy under pressure, and they got to him again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And they will take over first and 10. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he enters this final weekend of the regular season as the NFL's leader in touchdown passes. Mitchell now throwing to start the drive. He finds his man complete. That's Wilkins. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. The tight end in motion right. Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20. Cunningham dancing away at the 35. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
And this is incomplete.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. On now the Miami field goal unit. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. McCarthy off the play fake. And that's complete to Shepard. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. A big play that time for Cleveland. And even 50 yards. Partner, he just surpassed 60,000 career passing yards. I remember when you and I were there when he hit 50, now 60. Where does this stop?
I don't know where it stops, but how did we even calculate this one, right? Long division? New math?
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have got it back to within a score. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he comes into this final weekend of the season as the NFL's leader in passing yards as he looks to end his strong campaign on a high note. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. In motion left goes a tight end. 2nd and 9 now. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
Now, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. Fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Here's Cunningham. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. Back to throw. Mitchell. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Mitchell. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Cleveland offense making their way out. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Browns set to take over. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Going right side here, and that's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. 61 yards. And the Browns are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Well, the Dolphins offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. And they will take a knee here. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And the Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they...
There he goes, left side. Down to the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Browns are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to a field goal. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head. Hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilkins. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And fights him off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilkins. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. A little jet sweep to start the drive. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. 2 yards to go, second down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Back to throw. McCarthy, quick slant complete to Howard. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in a game, you're thinking, must be a free safety.
You know, believe it or not, don't be surprised if he's the MVP of the league defensively. Don't be surprised if he's the defensive player of the year. Farrell, he's quietly had a really good year.
Come away with the football.
I'll show you the stats, everything at the end of the year or whatever, but yeah, he's don't be surprised if he's defensive player of the year.
Here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead.
He's had a better
1st and 10.
Better season than Hurd. And Hurd usually is kind of up there or gets that you know. But man, Farrell's been great.
They go with Cunningham. And this will leave him a yard short.
Oh, by the way, you see me throwing my tight end a lot. He needs like 130-something yards to have 1,000, so I'm just trying to give him 1,000
yards. Get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one?
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 2nd and 1. Got a man on the right sideline. That's Wilkins. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point attempt to follow here. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's third down. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, McCarthy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown.
What the fuck is going on with my defensive backs? Like they're not covering their receivers or something? Like
2 yards. And the
I fucking hate games like this. I can't fucking stand just constant fucking scoring. It's the fucking I hate it. I don't think I've ever seen an NFL game
I think that
it scores like this. They don't score like this in the fucking NFL. It's fucking annoying.
I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is down to a field goal. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
To be honest, I think my defense has sucked this year. Like as far as what it normally is compares to, or comparatively. I mean, I've had some injuries, but Jesus Christ, I think he ain't covered nobody or nothing.
Way with his secondary, they've been powerless to stop him. And he'll look to keep it rolling right here. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. Second down. Looking to throw. Mitchell. He finds his man. Complete. It's Wilkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Throw out wide is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. to throw again. That's caught. It's Cunningham. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They run with Cunningham. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. Back to throw. Mitchell. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Over the middle, complete. That's Hicks. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Here's Mitchell. Throwing on 4th down. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Cunningham. And he'll find his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise...
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to add on to their advantage. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Browns offense and J.J. McCarthy getting ready to go back to work. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Browns drive about to get started. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the fourth. This offense so far on third down, they've hit 4 of 7. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, McCarthy only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that... to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Oh, felt like that move deserved more than he got there. A gain of 2. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Again, they turn to Ford. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
He finds his man, complete. It's Wilkins. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 3. The handoff to Ford up the middle. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. Operating from the gun. Dixon got his man complete over the middle. It's Hicks. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he'll go down at the 28. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Looking to throw. Dixon. Over the middle, complete. That's Wilkins. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. The first-round pick looking comfortable in this offense. First down. They run with Ford, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
2nd and 6. Touchdown! A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. His first career touchdown pass, and it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later. But make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole. Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down. Back to throw. McCarthy got his man complete over the middle. That's Howard. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. McCarthy operating from the gun. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the leather jacket and go get the football. How about this one? 3 interceptions thus far.
On the ground, it's Ford. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
This is Ford. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. They'll run on first down. Ford. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Wilkins. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's second and goal back to the 8-yard line now. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Showed off the footwork, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Looking to throw. Dixon. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up fourth down. And his kick is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Dolphins, they finish oh so close to perfection in the regular season, but this win in the final weekend gives them a final mark of 16-1. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, the loss means they'll finish up the regular season at 10-7. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.